So today we're talking about the practice of silence. And why is that important in relation to achieving your goals? Well, the thing is that in the corporate world, it has started becoming recognized that we do have benefit of meditating and having moments of silence because those moments actually bring clarity and focus to the work that we're doing. So we actually see that we think better. And there's so many studies now and so much out there about meditation and journaling and quiet practices that makes you have so many benefits. But it's not just a benefit for you as a person and for your well-being. It's actually also a benefit for you to achieve your goals. It can promote your goals being achieved even faster. And I have an example from the corporate world. When I was in the corporate world, there was actually one of the senior vice presidents in the company, so quite a high level. He had an open calendar. And at one point, he started talking a lot about meditation and how it was benefiting him and how he had become so much more calm and clear and focused. And you could see his whole persona actually changed and the way he presented himself. Not like you don't become an SVP or a senior vice president in a really large international organization without already being quite powerful and, of course, having a vision and knowing how to get to achieve your goals and how to direct and show the way. But I think he had a different kind of expression and energy about him, and probably due to this kind of meditation practice that he was doing. And it was interesting because he had an open calendar, and I don't know if you have ever worked or are working in a corporate setting or for a larger company. Very few of the higher up management actually have open calendars so that everybody in the company can go in and see what you're doing all day long. Of course, they do use the private function somewhat, but you can say the point being that he had an open calendar and it was very clear that between 10 and 10:30 in the morning, he had a block that was called meditation. And at that management level, they also have personal assistants and so on. So his personal assistant did not override this time slot. That was sacred. And you could really see that he always had it blocked out. And he would honor his, or it would be honored his meditation, 30-minute meditation practice. And it's interesting, of course, that company that I worked for at that point in time, it started going really well. So I was in R&D at the point in time, and of course, amazing things got developed, and there was a lot of pressure on. So he probably needed those moments of clarity. And at the same company, I also, at a later point in time, was actually in supply chain, where the SVP for that area also started doing meditation or focus practice like that. And he also talked about it during some of these area meetings and so on. So it's a thing that is both encouraged and shown by management in large international successful corporations. And you can just wonder, why is that? And what is it from that practice that we should take away as individuals and as solopreneurs, both if you have a personal goal that you want to achieve, but also if you're a solopreneur or having a small company. What is it about that meditation practice that they do in the large companies where they're showing the way and showing that that is actually beneficial? So there's something about here, silence, because silence is when we take time out just to be quiet. And as I write here, the voice of spirit is gentle. So we do need to calm down. And I feel like giving you a quote from the book, the very amazing book called Rules for a Night. It's written by Ethan Hawke. I'll link to it in the description below. But he writes in this book, just as it is impossible to see our reflection in troubled water, so is it with the soul. And I just love that quote. And I think it speaks to the fact that when there's so much busyness, and in this world today, everything is so busy, we have so many impressions, social media, things that keeps us so busy, TV, kids, jobs, ambitions, goals that we're talking about on this channel, how to achieve those goals. There's so many things we have to do all the time, and the world itself is very busy and chaotic often. So it's important to take time out just to find peace. And when we are in silence and when we have a moment of peace, that's when we can really hear the voice of the spirit or the voice of the soul. And I kind of really like that idea. And I think it's just so important that that becomes part of our daily practice. So I just wanted to encourage that that is done. And of course, this channel is all about achieving your goals, but maybe part of achieving your goals is to have this moment of quiet and silence so that we can hear our own inspirations and we can tune into what we should do next. So what I suggest is a daily practice. Make it a habit, okay? So 10 minutes. In a day that is 24 hours, whereof we probably won't be sleeping for more than 8, I think we can find 10 minutes during everyday life at some point, even if it's just the first 10 minutes of the day, if it's in the middle of the day, shifting between work and family life, or if it's at night before you go to bed. So things that we can do is, of course, meditate. It can also be like even going for a short walk, but without any disturbances. So it should be silent. Okay, so walking. It can also be candle gazing. So turn on a candle and observe the flame. That can also be an option. And then I will put journaling for those of you who maybe have a really time quieting the mind. And journaling should not just be sitting thinking about what's next or what to do tomorrow or anything like that. That defeats the purpose of the quiet time, because this is the time where you let your inner voice and any messages from spirit or from your soul or whatever you prefer to call it come through. So it has to be in a peaceful space that you can journal. And in case you want to go with journaling, I suggest you do it in the morning just as you get up, and it's called automatic writing. So it's not you planning the day, it's not you planning anything in your calendar or getting things down on your to-do list. That's a different task. Journaling here would be like automatic writing, where you actually see if by relaxing and being calm, if you can just let something flow. It has amazing benefits, and I think people who do it really love it, and they wouldn't be without it, because so many inspirational ideas and messages kind of come through in those sacred moments. But I think that was it for today. It's something that is important. It's started to be recognized in the main large companies all around the world. Everybody's, of course, talking about it, but it's just in this space where we talk about how to achieve your goals and how to actually manifest into your goals and desires into reality. This is part of it, because those very sacred moments, that's where you get potentially important information about what steps to take next. Okay, that's it for today. Hope to see you again. Bye.